Good morning, traders. Whoa. Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you are new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we get started, looking at those beautiful charts, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading is risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. If you trade, you're probably going to lose all of your money. Make sure you read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer. This is I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, and others. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money, which I do. Important for me to note that, for you to do your own research, make your own decisions. Chat! What's up, guys? Finally, halfway early here today. We got about 10 minutes to NYSE open. Throwing some links in chat for you guys. 100% free trading community. We are rolling on YouTube, Kick, and X. We're good. What's up, guys? How are we doing today, man? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Release, Blah, what's up? Dwayne, what's up? Vincent, what's up? Rob, what's up? Adam, Daz, what's up? Let's give the like button for Zach. Smash the like button, boys. You know the drill, boys and girls. Hansel, Bags, Mr. Buggy, what's happening? Bernard, what's happening, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys being here. Let's talk markets, guys. Let's talk markets. Let's see what we can do here today. No trade yesterday. W on Monday. We're going to see what we can do. I'm going to see if we can't put some money in this account. Take a payout with you guys. We are here on the TradingView platform. I am trading my Top 1 Futures live account. Gonna see if we can't snag a payout from this bad boy. Let's talk markets, man. Getting a little choppy down here. Getting a little bit choppy down here, man. Getting just a little bit choppy, if I do say so myself. Got a lot of markup on NQ here. Taking a look what we got going on the 15-minute. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. Let's start on the daily with all these. Let's start on the daily with all these. Obviously, taking a look at NQ. Let's take a look at NQ first. We got prior all-time highs. Whoa, I don't need that. We got prior all-time highs right in here, right? We have an absolute ridiculous blast to the upside. And now, we're starting to come off those highs a little bit here, okay, guys? That's how I'm viewing this on NQ. Right? We now have a couple of down days where we have the biggest pullback in this big multi-week uptrend. Finally coming off the highs. We did come down and sweep prior week low and then immediately take back off, forming a bullish candle so far. Right now we got an inside bar, haven't cracked prior day high or prior day low. Although we're looking bullish. I still like longs in this market overall, unless we really start to just absolutely dump. We were making the case to try that yesterday, but we didn't. Longs yesterday would have paid me really, really nicely on YM. I was trying to take a look at that after, on NQ. I was trying to take a look at that after YM just did not set up for me. Don't know what that line is. We're going to get rid of that. Let's take a look at YM. Much different, right? Here's our prior all-time high over here. We haven't even cracked that. Haven't even cracked that. NQ's somewhere up here in no man's land, right? YM. Very strong push off the lows, the way that NQ had it. And then a whole lot more chop and consolidation in here, right? Very different than what we've seen on NQ. Which is why I trade YM the way that I trade YM, right? I hop in short, I hop in long, I go for this mean reversion trade. Why? Look at this back and forth movement. Look at all the bearish bars that we've had here in contrast to what we've seen on NQ, right? A lot different. Overall, very choppy. Getting very choppy. Have not cracked all-time highs. We did sweep down here. Cracked prior week low, which was in here. Nice wick down here. Yesterday, kind of similar movement out of YM that we've seen from NQ. Different today where we broke prior day low. And we are now pushing to the upside here. Let's drop down to the 15-minute. Back on the 15-minute chart here. Take a look at what we got going on. Yeah, kind of a choppy back and forth day. Longs were beautiful. This was the off the open, not a missed trade. This is what I wanted off the 250s, right? Remember yesterday? Beautiful mean reversion play right here. Now, coming into the open, what am I looking for? Same boring stuff as always. Same boring stuff as always. Looking for this bad boy, right? Something like that. I wouldn't love this as much because we'd be cracking through VWAP right here, cracking through volume point of control, right? Coming down through yesterday's low, which we've already swept down here. So, you know, this is kind of an interesting setup. Not to just scribble on the chart too much, but trying to give you guys a little bit more visuals today. Kind of an interesting setup here. As you can see, we have value areas marked out from prior week. We've got yesterday's high over here. We even have Monday's high up here. This is a pretty interesting level to watch. Coming outside of this big area of volume profile. If I zoom out and show you guys multiple areas, we are trading right at yesterday's volume point of control right here. Monday's volume point of control is right there as well. So kind of sitting at a decent level here. I wouldn't mind a crack to the upside for a push down. Something like this, right? To come back into this area of average price a little bit. I don't know that we come all the way back down into VWAP if we do get that crack to the upside, but that's the first thing that I got my eyes on this morning, guys, okay? Push to the upside for a short back down. Stop loss way outside of this area, you know, way outside of this prior week value area high. I wouldn't take it from in here, wouldn't take it from right in here. We'd need to really crack to the upside for me to look to short this. I'd say like right below, right? Like right below prior day high, right? That would allow me to get a stop out here. In here, I wouldn't be able to do that, right? In here, I wouldn't be able to do that. So I'm looking for, let's say the 49,775s for a potential short. Shorts will be in play for that mean reversion trade to the downside, back down towards VWAP, back down towards volume point of control. Very similar to what I took on Monday. That paid me well with you guys. If we sell off, man. If we sell off, I don't know that I want this. I don't know that I want this. Let's talk news today. We do have some news coming up later today. FOMC meeting minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. Usually that's not that big of one, but we've had a lot go on in the Middle East. Obviously, a lot of conflict that I think eyes can be watching crude oil inventories a lot more than they normally are. So that could be interesting. It could be interesting. But yeah, initial mean reversion trade is going to be that. That's what I'm looking for, right? If we just sell off, if we go like this at NYSE open, no trade. I don't have anything. Where exactly I'm looking to get involved, like I said, 775s, somewhere near prior day high, Monday's high. If we blast through the highs, I'm probably not going to get it. Here we are, selling off into the open. Looks like a short into the open, right back to VWAP would have been the play so far. Let's see if YM wants to work with me today. If we do this, this is not the trade, right? You know, if we do this, not really the trade. Not really the trade. We'll see what YM's got for me. If not, I'm gonna get involved on NQ today, just to get some trading in. YM has worked with me really, really well. Like I said, the beginning, part of this year. I'd say actually the after the first month of the year started to work with me really, really well. As of recent, it just hasn't been like giving me too much to work with. I've just had a lot of choppy back and forth, no real setup for me to work with. So we'll drop down to low time frames on NQ. We'll get some crazy scalpy trades in, see what we could do. Because that's kind of what we had yesterday. Close, but no setup, no pop to the upside, no sweep of pre-market high, no test of prior day high, Monday's high, current week high, just an immediate turn back down to VWAP. I mean, really nice reversion. This is the movement that I look for. Just not giving me an entry. Not giving me an entry at all. So again, like I talked about yesterday, I'm gonna try not to just sit around and like stare at charts. I'm here to trade. If I'm not gonna trade, and I know nothing's coming up, or I can see something's coming up, we'll do something else. I'll call it, or we'll, you know, we'll yap. But I'm gonna hop on NQ pretty quick this morning. I don't like to trade NQ 2 minutes into NYSE Open. I think it's a violent beast to try to do that on. But, you know, here's 200 points to the downside, right through VWAP, right into volume point of control. You know, this is the area that's tested now. Not really what I'm looking for. Not really what I'm looking for as far as the mean reversion now. Like I said, if we come all the way through this, you know, there's a trade from the lows back up to just continue this kind of choppy back and forth movement, right? I like it much less. I like it much less. It's something I'll consider down here, you know, off that same level as yesterday that I was looking at, right? Because if we come outside of this, what's the thesis? I think we're likely to bounce back up, more likely than not to bounce back up, keep doing what we're doing, or, you know, aggressively sell off, you know, 600, 700 points to the downside to these next areas down here, right? Now, we might have that today. We might have that with that weak open. Might have that juice today. Yeah, so these are displaying some serious divergence here. NQ opening up to the upside. ES cracking? No, ES very similar to YM. Cracking right back down to VWAP. Wow. Yeah, looking at this on the daily, man. You know, this is the line in the sand, right? Look at all these daily lows. If we want to come through that with some force, I think we're headed down here, right? Pretty quickly. So, I don't mind that for a long. I don't mind that for a long, boys and girls. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we get rolling here, guys. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Dumping, man. Dumping. Don't know that I want to jump in front of this, guys, but it's going to be my only trade on YM. Aggressive push through. Aggressive push through. ES back to VWAP. Yeah, I'll try this long, man, but it's an aggressive one. It's an aggressive one, man. Coming down towards these 250s. Looking at a long from down here, guys, as we are cracking, getting close to pre-market lows, cracking yesterday's low again. Just taking a look at Bookmap across the other U.S. indices as a potentially eyeballing along for a mean reversion trade back up. I don't know that I need 300 points there. Maybe more than 200. Very close to pre-market low. No sweep and an immediate bounce back up here. What are we doing, YM? What are we doing here, guys? What is this? Watching this line in the sand right here. Wow. Sorry to lock in here, guys. Hell of a sell-off here on YM. Pushed to the downside. Got close to pre-market lows. I don't like this long as much as I like a short from up here for a crack to the downside off of the open. But this looks like the over-exaggerated move. Was getting ready to consider it. Getting ready to throw the long on. Not a crack of pre-market lows. Immediate 100 points to the upside here. Let's see what we get. I'm still interested. This is just not really working with me too nicely this week, man. This is pretty nasty market structure. This is pretty nasty market structure here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Right off the lows, trading 125 points right back up towards VWAP. That's what we're going to do today? Dear Lord. Market's moving, man, so I'm focusing up, looking for a trade, but I gotta wait for my setup to come and try not to get involved in the middle of all this, do anything stupid. I don't like that. I really don't like that structure. I'd like to be in off the lows, looking for a pop to the upside. Man, this market has just been something to work with here for sure. Let's see. Looks like we might get something though. Looks like we might get something here. Just taking a look around the horn at all of these. Let's just take a quick look at NQ and... yeah, NQ pushing the downside here. ES down through VWAP here. YM looking the weakest out of all of these. Very aggressive push to the downside and then a crack right back up. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know about this, chat. I don't know about this, man. This is looking wild. This is looking really wild. Yeah, we got a lot of news breaking as well. I see that. What in the world is that? Turned on a dime just before pre-market lows. Close, man. Trading 132 points off the lows here in YM. Fast moving market today, though, guys. Fast moving market. If you're going to trade this, man, you know the drill. Structure and accept your risk. Know where you're placing your stop loss. Have a rough idea of where you're looking to take profit. Understand what that stop loss means by way of how many points you have on. What the dollar amount you have on is. Wow. Stay impatient on this for now, guys, but this is some pretty wild movement. Some pretty wild movement. Very indecisive out of NQ. Crack down to VWAP and beautiful bounce. Looking close. ES fighting VWAP right now. Trying to figure out which way it wants to go. YM with a big dump to the downside. Huge crack lower. To trade almost all the way through the full range of the day. And started to catch a really nice reversion there. Not all the way back up to VWAP. Headed back down towards these lows. I'm still interested in this long. I think we continue to the upside here. Yeah, guys, we got a lot of Trump comments coming in here. A lot of Trump comments coming in. I see you guys in chat, talking about it. Trump says Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will do whatever he wants him to do. President Trump says he will speak to Taiwan leader. Putin and Tsar meeting. There's a lot of this coming in. Trump on Iran. I'm in no hurry. So we're going to have the market move all over the place right now. As is par for the course with Trump talking here. Man. Trying to find a way to position myself on this pretty early into the session. We got a lot of movement, but that was really close. Really close for the longs, for a really nice long. I don't want to front run this now. Waiting to see what we get down here. Just taking a look at low time frames with you guys. Pretty choppy back and forth. Why is there a gap on the 1 minute? Pretty choppy back and forth here on NQ. Beautiful test right into VWAP. Yeah, man, thesis for the day, you know, the easiest one is that we just chop back and forth, right? We just kind of keep doing what we're doing here. We stay within this choppy back and forth range. I'd like to trade from the extreme back up, which is why I wouldn't mind a long down here. Stop loss down below here. Got really effing close again. Not quite giving it to me, though. Not quite giving it to me before we pop right back up to the upside. Fast. Very fast. Like, here's a 30-second chart, right? Immediate crack back up. Really close to pre-market lows that I'd be watching for a, you know, a baseline to get involved. Let's see, man. Let's see if we got to hop over to NQ and get some wild trades on. Trump yapping about Taiwan. Was waiting for prior day high sweep first on NQ. I'm long. Back up to prior day point of control. Customer figures is insane. Yeah, it's a little insane. It's a little insane. Little insane. Long for a move back up here. I like that. I like that, Pam. What's up? What's going on, Pam? Taking payouts. Beautiful. Look at YM. Yep. Good morning. Fast money. Call it charts. What's happening? 30 MD30. Saying the trader. A-Deal King. When will YM break out of this? Tired of this. Yeah. I hear you, dude. Bernard, what's up? What's going on, guys? Yeah, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. At least for right now. You know, YM likes to chop, man. YM likes to do its thing chopping. So, again, I'm going to watch this for a bit longer here, guys. I'm looking for a long down here. Continual news breaking headlines, guys. A lot of volatility coming in here. Man, my gut tells me long on this, even as we cracked lower. It's gonna be 2 of these days, man. I really don't want that. Let's see. Gotta stay patient. I gotta wait for my areas of interest to get hit. I can't front run my levels completely. Yep, breaking news coming in right now, guys. Tons out of the U.S. administration, which is obviously the reason the market's all over the place today. I'd be very cautious if you're trading, man. This thing's turning on a dime back and forth. A lot of jump in volatility. Increased risk for slippage on a day like today. Man, this is super frustrating. Super frustrating. What an insane movement out of YM. What an insane movement out of YM. Yeah, I'm going to come over to NQ pretty quick. I'm going to watch this a little bit more, but we're all over the map here on YM. One of the longs, first was considering the shorts, right? If we pop to the upside, mean reversion trade. We didn't do that. We just sold off back to VWAP all the way through. Started to come lower. You go back on the live session, started to get ready for the longs. Had it mapped out. Was looking for a stop loss down below here. Was waiting for pre-market lows to get swept, kind of like yesterday, to get a little bit closer to my area of interest, but we didn't do that. We just want to stay inside of everything. We're not really getting that overextension that I look for on YM. We're just getting close and not breaking, right? You know, we're kind of turning on a dime from the inside. We're getting tighter and tighter and tighter. So, unfortunately, you know, no entry, no trade for me. It's moving exceptionally fast with Trump talking, right? With comments coming in. I could read them to you, but they're all over the map. They're all over the map right now. But here we go, off the lows. Beautiful mean reversion movements out of YM. Just not enough for me to capture. 245 points back to the upside in just a couple minutes here. Back to VWAP. I'm going to watch this for another couple minutes before I hop over to NQ and look for something on a lower time frame. Insane. That was fast. Took my TP, and I know that was just because of Whiplash sidelining now. Lucky. Yeah, no, listen, you know, market's going to move, right? It's going to move on news. You know, we're going to be on the wrong side of stuff like that, and it's going to feel unlucky. We're going to be on the right side of stuff like that. It's going to feel lucky. I don't think it's like we have to do something crazy when we're on the right side or wrong side of news. We just got to expect it. All right, just got to expect it. NVIDIA earnings after the bell. Yep. Our FOMC minutes released after 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. That's what we got for FOMC. Muted Trader, what's up? Good morning. NQ looks good for a long. What's up? AK Shawarma, what's happening? What's happening? Limited risk on this long. Yeah, no, I hear it. You guys saying NQ looks good for a long. I'm watching this just to see what we get here. NQ starting to push to the upside, making the case to potentially break. I'm watching this as a sweep of overnight high, prior day high, and I actually like this for a short back down towards VWAP. I don't know that we just break and run. That was a lot of bullish action right there. I don't really have a trade on YM, guys, so I am gonna take a look at NQ. And I actually do like this for a short now that you guys brought me back over here. Fast, man. Too fast for me. There it is. There's the short. Yeah, man. YM not hitting levels. NQ, I'm trying to watch two things at one time. There's the short. There's the short off a prior day high, overnight high. Started to zoom out, take a look left. Was getting ready to frame this one out. There it is right there. This, you know, this first reaction, right? You know, this first reaction coming off of overnight high, prior day high, for the move back down. That's what I'm looking for here on NQ, and you know, trading almost 100 points off that high. Fast moving market today, man. Oh, chat, man. All right, let me come off of YM. Because this is getting a little bit frustrating, to be honest. Good read on both of these. Not able to execute. No setup here on YM. No setup really close down here for the bullish move on YM. Very choppy back and forth overall. Sitting back at VWAP here. Like the short on NQ. I'm losing my mind over here. Really like the short on NQ. Lower time frame, sweeping overnight high, prior day high, which is why I have them marked off here. For a quick reversion back down towards VWAP as we are starting to drift lower here on NQ, coming off the highs. This is getting frustrating, guys. So I'm gonna watch YM. I'm done on excuse me, I'm gonna watch NQ. I'm done on YM. No trade on YM. Not gonna happen. Those were both the mean reversion plays, off the highs, off the lows. Anything now is gonna be in the middle ground of that VWAP, or a break and retest, a crack through VWAP, retest, and a continuation lower. I don't want that at all. We come back through the highs. I don't want that at all. I'm gonna watch NQ here on low time frames. Look for a more aggressive trade if I could get one. This was the short. You know, this was the short somewhere in here. Let's say I was even a little bit late to the party with a, you know, a nice take profit, like something along these lines. Nice 1-to-1. Let's take a look and see what we get up here. Making the case to decide whether or not we're going to come back down through VWAP or we are going to break to the upside here. Overnight session, choppy at the open, bullish through London, retested VWAP, cracking prior day high, overnight high, rejecting there. I'm interested in a second chance entry up here, though. I gotta say that honestly, for a move back down towards VWAP, back down towards this this 930, this initial balance low before it sets. Close but no cigar in a couple of these, man. This one on NQ is the most frustrating one. But I can't watch two things at the exact same time, right? You can only focus on as much as you can focus on. YM off the open is what I look for. I'll break down exactly what I was looking for today on YM and exactly where I did not get it. We got close on the second movement. Really close. Very similar to yesterday, which is frustrating. But close doesn't get me an entry. On NQ, had I been paying more attention here, as somebody mentioned NQ in the chat, came off YM a little bit earlier, I would be in for a really beautiful short that's playing out. This one is not a missed entry by way of the market not getting there. It's a missed entry just by me not being able to pay attention to YM and NQ at the same time. But right in here, as we start to find sellers off of prior day high, overnight high, when both of those are close together, just like that. We got some crazy back and forth movement. We got some bearish movement off of the open. I like that. I really like that. What time was this? 9:46. Yeah, man. I like that. Frustrating. Let's see. Let's see what the market's got for us. Sit patient, wait for the next setup. We come through these lows, through VWAP. It's going to make the case for a move lower, a really aggressive move lower. Down around VWAP a second time after cracking these highs and coming down to test this low. I'm really not going to get involved in the middle of this or for the breakout lower. Coming back to this average price, right? This mean. Monday's volume point of control, getting closer to yesterday's volume point of control, temporary volume point of control, VWAP right in here. I'm sure we're going to try to find some buyers off of VWAP for a test before we break higher. Gun to my head, I'm short this, which I don't have, but see if we can't stay patient after some near misses. Some near misses and a miss. See if you can't stay patient, find a solid setup. Frustrating though, man. It's never super fun when you got a good read of the market. You got a good inclination of one thing happening over the other. And it's just not giving you enough to find your way in. Just not giving you enough to find your way in. But, like somebody asked yesterday, FOMO? No. We don't FOMO in, right? You could be disappointed because the market moved without you. You can feel frustrated, right? You can feel the emotions of a normal human person, which I think they get duller over time. But you still feel emotions, right? You never become just a machine. You get close to being a machine, but you never become a complete machine. We're still human. The core difference between maybe me and somebody that's still going on tilt and doing all kinds of crazy stuff, or someone that's even better than me, is you have a different response to those emotions, right? You have a different response to that desire to do something stupid, to double up on, on size and throw a trade on because the market got really close and you're going to punish the market, right? You don't want to miss the next move, so you FOMO in with a horrible risk and horrible reward, right? You create a different response because you do that enough times. You know that doesn't work. You know it's a bad way to approach trading, a bad way to approach the markets, and you create a different response to that, right? So, I'm sitting here watching YM and going, damn, that was a really nice $1,000 right there, potential 200 points. I'm sitting here watching NQ, very frustrating, potential few $1,000s on the board for a move back down to VWAP. You got to sit with it. You got to sit with it, right? Try not to do anything stupid. Wait for the next setup. Market's going to keep moving. It's certainly not done. Trump's not going to stop talking. Even if he's done for today, he's probably not going to stop talking, right? Market's still going to move. There's going to be volatility. There's going to be movement. There's going to be opportunity to make or lose money. You just got to sit patient and throw your trades on. It's also not even, we're 28 minutes into the open, right, of NYSE Open. We got plenty of time in the trading day. Markets moving at NYSE Open. Oftentimes you can get that FOMO. You can get that desire to do something crazy. And you take, 2 losses, you DLL 20 minutes into the open, and then a beautiful trend sets up. And you go, damn, dude, if I just sat on my hands for a second, for like a split second here, I waited 30 minutes, I waited an hour, I probably could have had a much better opportunity to put some better trades on. But, market moves off the open and we feel that, so that's part of the game. This is looking somewhat choppy, man. Again, a little bit disappointed to watch this turn to the downside. I'm curious to see if we test back up here again. I could consider a short. I would be going against us testing VWAP and holding that, right? But I'd be looking for a pretty gnarly crack to the downside on this. We're pretty choppy overall. Higher time frame. We're testing this area and trying to decide whether we want to break higher and come all the way up here, or break back down lower and come back down and test these lows again. Test this, the low end of this area of high volume. Looking at that as an area of interest on NQ from a higher time frame. Let's see. Personal DLL, though. That sucks. That's my story today. Hit DLL during London session. Now just tape reading. Yep. That's my problem right there. Yep. Listen, guys, it's tough. Market's always going to move. It's always going to entice us to be doing something. Toddler in chief. This is the weirdest price action I've ever seen. Every time you forward an average, it flips. Yeah. Yeah, dude, listen. We got breaking news headlines, right? Like breaking headlines. Market's moving all over the place on comments. So it could be like that. 40 guys, 25 likes. Let's go. Smash the like button. We got 50 people on the stream, man. Hit the like button. We'll give some accounts away today. Let's do it. Let's say first giveaway at 60 likes. I'm not even gonna throw a like goal up there. I'll watch. We'll decide, man. I want to get some trading in here. This so far is looking kind of choppy back and forth. I'm waiting for a potential move here. This could go either way from down here. So you know, if I say that where I don't really have a bias, I'm just gonna sit patient. Hit market exit. Set initiated. Trade C laggy today. Got out with a win. Locked out. Nice. NQ got crazy PA. Nice. I'm losing my mind. Not gonna trade. I hear that, man. I hear that. Just letting the low is my entry point. I am thinking a little too aggressive. Waiting for it to come down to Asia. Okay, yeah, we passed through that, Pam, but you got an idea of what I was looking at here on the 15-minute. Yeah, Asia low, what I would call overnight low. As we got really, really aggressively bearish down here, I'd like this for an entry point. Would give me space through the 250s that I was looking at yesterday where this zone is. Stop loss all the way outside here for a move back up. We just didn't get that. Just didn't get that. On another day, we trade 20 points lower, and I'm in for a beautiful W. But not today. No, not today. Pickpocket market. Yeah, good morning, America. Late to the party. What's up, Ivan? Wicks are really long. Is that a bit of a warning? I think it's just indicative of the breaking news. Just where we turn on a dime, we don't really get continuation. It just gets crazy. You know, oftentimes once we get big wicks like that and we start to move in one direction, or we come all the way through, that could be an indication that we're really going to start to go. But it's just the formation of price action given some of these comments that we've had of the U.S. administration. 4-hour bullish. Yeah, let's see. Trader Comrade, what's going on? I'll be right back, guys. I'm grabbing a drink. I'm trying to keep myself somewhat patient, not do anything stupid. I'll be right back. All right, guys. All right. Let's make a game plan here for NQ. YM, bro, you're done. I thought we were friends, YM. This is how you repay me from all my hard work, all my years of hard work. This is what I get out of you. We're going to take a look at NQ. I'm going to trade a mini here. We're going to see what we can do here on NQ in the top 1 live account. I don't mind this structure where we're holding VWAP down here for a potential long. I liked this short back to VWAP. Overall, higher time frame. Obviously, let's start top-down analysis on NQ since this we're going to be focusing on. I'm really not going to come back to YM after that movement. Very bullish overall. Starting to sell off. Daily candles pushing to the upside, right? We crack overnight high, prior day high. I like that for a quick reversion back down, right? That's a pretty simple trade. Now, looking at the 15-minute, right? After this selling pressure back down here, we found some lows yesterday, popped to the upside. Overnight session, choppy at the open, bullish through London session. Pre-market, just objectively, trying to read this with you guys. We tested VWAP, we held, pushed to the upside, tested VWAP again. Holding so far. This isn't horrible for a long right in here. You know, this isn't absolutely terrible for a long right in here. Down below session lows for continuation to the upside. There's definitely nothing wrong with that, or at least even a little pop right back up just like that. What I'd like to see here for an entry for a potential long, I'm going to give you both sides of this. If we come back through this high, I'm not gonna short it. All right, this was the short. Right, this was the short. If we come back through this high, I'm not going to short it. I'd like a little bit of a clean out move here, right? I'd like a sweep down to take everybody out that got long with a stop loss right in here for a potential move to the upside. That would give me a long. Crack lower, sweep these lows, get some bullish price action on the low time frame for a push back up. I wouldn't mind that. If we just go from here, holding VWAP, we're going to go from here. But that's going to be first idea here. Crack lower for a push up. Just taking a look at this structure. Looking left. Looking left. This is definitely a potential problem spot, right? We could certainly want to be coming from, you know, the top end of this high volume node all the way down here. Back down towards yesterday's volume point of control. It's not naked. It's not untested. You know, we did business down here all night. Do we need to come back down here and do business again for NYSE? Maybe. But I can see this being a bullish drift. Just a nice push to the upside. We're already forming that. Ahead of FOMC meeting minutes. Wednesday. We're going to have to wait and see. So, again, first thing that I'd look at here as we come lower right now, maybe this gives it to me, is a, you know, again, not exactly the same entry on YM where I'm just buying into weakness, right? But essentially, you know, something along these lines where I'm looking for an entry on the way back up, right? I'm buying strength after the dip. I'm not just buying weakness the way that I am on YM for a couple of reasons. But let's see. A lot of orders up there. On ES. We got orders up above. Yeah, we got some right here. This is making the case for my long idea. It's making the case for my long idea where if we get a crack lower, guys, I'm going to wait for some strength. If we get strength after that for a potential long, you know, that's going to be the rough idea. Not exactly set here with take profit and stop loss. Just running it on the screen so I don't have to click 47 buttons in case I do want to take something. Again, like I said, looking for a crack down here below these lows potentially for a quick move back up. Would be waiting for a little bit of strength after a dip down to continue this movement from from the overnight session. A lot of orders stacking up right there on ES. Big round psychological number right here. $29,000 evens on NQ. But yeah, I want to see what happens if we fill down down in here on ES. Similar structure at ES here. There we go. Testing VWAP here. Let's see. So here's the dip. Here's the dip. Do we get strength after the dip? Let's see. Or do we just let go? Show you guys what we're working on here on NQ. Got a lot of accounts to trade. I will note this. NQ is not my bread and butter. NQ is not my favorite asset to trade. YM is. But when I get nothing on YM and I have 47,000 prop accounts to trade, we get presented with an interesting dynamic that we don't have in live accounts, right? You know, live accounts, you could just wait. You could wait all day, wait all week, wait all month. You can't get paid in prop accounts, you know, from one good trade. You're going to have to put up, you know, a certain amount of trades in eval, certain amount of trades in funded accounts. So it does warrant the trading. Even in live accounts, just to keep them active in live prop firm accounts, you do have to trade. So again, we got the dip, got the clean out. We're going to get some strength after the dip. Let's see. I'm looking to buy into some movement back up for potential continuation higher. Stop loss down below the low. Starting to get that. Starting to get that. Oh. What the fuck, dude? What is this market, dude? What is this? There's the strength after the dip. Dude, I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I'm reading the... It's just comical. Reading the market, great, all damn day. It's way too fast. It's not even giving me a split second. I'm probably just gonna hang out. There's the trade. There's the strength after the dip. Absolute huge movement in a split second. What is this? Here's the 30-second chart again. Let's go to like the 5-second chart so we can see it. There we go. There we go. Here's the tiny bit. I'm waiting for a 1-minute candle closure. Maybe where we start to pop back up to the upside. And what do? In 10 seconds, we trade 300 ticks higher. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, guys. This is just nonsense today, man. Beautiful read. I'm not gonna get frustrated. This certainly can be very frustrating. Getting ready for the long, mapping it out, you know, drawing it out on the chart, and I'm just, you know, I gotta just enter with zero. I gotta be front running price, which is impossible to do. So I'm not even gonna be mad about this. I'll be happy with an excellent read of the market. Nearly every single movement that I've been looking for has played out today. I have not been able to execute, have not been fast enough for this market, which is incredibly fast. It's turning on a dime, giving absolutely no chance, not even for hesitation, but just no chance for normal structuring of risk for, you know, how long I usually take, which is pretty damn quick. I'm usually really aggressive with my entries. This is just comical at this point. Absolutely comical. Insane, man. Insane. Here it is, right back through towards the high after cracking these lows. Just too fast. Just way too fast. Absolutely way too fast for me. Super frustrating, but comical. Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. It's news, of course, right? It's news. Headline news. Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. All right, let's do some giveaways. I'm sitting here, no trade again, lining up trades left and right. Zero chance for entry. Not nearly fast enough, man. Just not nearly fast enough. This is a not give you a split second to think type market, man. So, not nearly fast enough. Super frustrating. I'm over on NQ watching the 1 minute chart. Patiently waiting to take aggressive trades and not giving it to me. Just not giving it to me, man. Let's do some giveaways, man. Let's do some giveaways. Here's the deal, chat. Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. All right, guys. Giveaway form is live in chat. Insane, dude. Absolutely insane. In Discord, excuse me. Insane, dude. Yeah, this is the market that gets you to tilt. There we go, guys. Go ahead, get the giveaway form filled out. It's gonna be live for 10 minutes. Maybe we'll run a couple. I'm sitting here trying my best, trying my best, dude, to get into a trade. But this headline market is insane today, absolutely insane. We got about 10 minutes to crude oil inventories. I'm sure that's gonna whip the market around as well. But just nuts today. Let me throw this in the chat. There we go, guys. Link to the free Discord in the chat. What's up, Kobe on Click? What's happening, guys? What's happening? Insane, dude. Zach, how you doing, brother? Good. Nate, what's up? Moving so fast, I thought my computer was busted. Yeah, dude. Insane. Hit the like button. You know it. Bro, I think I'm just going to take the rest of the week off. This is crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Sucker still climbing. Damn, I wish I was an insider. I took a long NQ and boom, perfect timing. Yeah, this is close for me. This is close. Again, this close doesn't get you paid. Insane. I made $4,200 on that move up. Nice. Gotta start learning. I gotta start learning Trump market. Yeah. Negotiation talks news. Yep. Yep. What a candle. Yep. Yeah, insane. Insane. Crazy. Anyway, guys, smash the like button. Get the form filled out. We'll get a couple people funded, man. We'll get some people funded. I'm not done. I'm waiting patiently, but this is just turning into one of those sessions where this one was me. This was me being late to the party. This is the only one that I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take credit for. For those of you guys that hopped on late, here's the here's the trade ideas from today. Right? Here's the trade ideas from today. Reversion back to VWAP off of the open. I was waiting for a test up near prior day high, Monday's high, for a reversion back down. Okay? Right? We didn't get that. We just sold off. Okay? So, not even really close to an entry. As we sold off, aggressively lower, you can go back and watch the live stream, right? I don't make stuff up. Close to pre-market lows. Close to pre-market lows. Was getting ready for the long right here where I threw this line. Giving space down below the 250s that I wanted yesterday. This discretionary area of interest. Stop all the way outside of this low. Didn't get that. Got extremely close. And here we are trading 385 points off of that. Right? Hopped over to NQ. This one was just me being late. Just me being late to the party. Hopped over in here. Test of prior day high, overnight high, which is the reason I have these marked up on my chart, is oftentimes beautiful for a nice reversion back down to VWAP. That played out really nicely. And the most frustrating of all, waiting patiently here for a sweep right down below this level, and a little bit of strength after the dip. Like a push back up, like as we come into this area for a long. And we just absolutely ripped faces off. Just immediate 400 ticks to the upside. Just not fast enough. Not fast enough today. Today's a day where you're not able to wait for any kind of confirmation at all. You're probably not going to do best, waiting for levels to even get hit. Front running stuff with stop losses and take profits and entries and everything is going to work best. Is that going to work best every day? Probably not. Patience is probably going to serve you best more days than not, but not today. Not today. Today, the impulsive trader is getting paid. So, sitting patient. Green week so far overall. Really beautiful Monday. $3,000 in this top one live account right here for a full payout on that one. Like $2,500 hit the bank. $1,000 with you guys trading live. 200 ticks, over 200 points on YM on Monday. No trade yesterday. Really close to a setup. Kind of another frustrating session. Really close to a setup, but there's no setup yesterday. And today, really good read of the market. At least the way that I'm going to grade myself. Really good read of the market. Not aggressive enough on entries. Not really smashed in the buy and sell button extremely quickly. Not waiting for any kind of confirmation. A lot of utilization of discretion would be serving in this market. So, it all has to come together. You could have, great technical and fundamental analysis. You could have great mindset. You could have great risk management. You need great execution. You need that to come together to give you the confidence to execute quickly, right? And it's that fine line between being too quick and entering, here, right? Where today this would have worked perfectly, like on the bearish candle, like coming down to say, you know what? Long, right? Long in here. When on another day, it's always easy to pull hindsight like this. This would have worked beautifully, right? When on another day, instead of, reacting to Trump comments right here, what do? Well, we dip a little bit lower where your stop loss is. And then, a couple 1 minute candles form. And then we start to break to the upside. And here's your beautiful entry, right? And you go, wow, if I had just waited instead of jumping in as we're selling off after breaking prior day high and overnight high and cracking VWAP, and I waited for a little bit of strength, maybe I'm into a long, right? So it's a game of inches. It's very, very tough. And for me on NQ, I'm already on the 1 minute chart, right? Like I'm already looking at really low time frames for really small movements, but I'm waiting for a little bit of strength after the dip or a little bit of weakness after the pop, right? Same thing here for prior day high. I'm not, if I'm pushing to the upside here, I'm not going for the mean reversion the exact same way that I am on YM. I'm waiting for a little bit of, weakness to show between price action, market structure, and order flow. But today, that's not helping. That's not helping. We're just turning on a dime very, very quickly. And as this continues to trade, this is pretty nasty, man. There's a continuation trade for the upside, just to give you guys this. There's a trade higher, right? There's a trade to say, hey, dude, we're going, right? We made the case. We held VWAP. We tested it multiple times. We swept lower. We're pushing higher. And gun to my head, if what I'm looking for now, I got to stop saying that because YouTube's going to kick me off. If I had to take a trade, if someone was here forcing me to take a trade, I'd be long. I'd be long right now for the continuation of the upside. This is not calling for shorts in my book. We could certainly just chop and turn to the downside. But this is looking like a potential long play to the upside for continuation higher. Crazy, though. Crazy moves today. Oh, let's go. Can't wait to hear what your new thing is. We'll be rolling out in a couple weeks. Pam! Yes, thank you, Pam. I think you will, I think you will be I think you will enjoy it. Without giving too much away, guys, what I was sharing yesterday, I've grown so much. For those of you that don't know, I've been putting out content and sharing my journey for a little over 2 years. I've been trading. I try to narrow this down. I've been in the markets, actively trading for less time than this, really focused, active on technical analysis and lower time frames. But I've been actively trading for 6, going on 7 years now, right? In the markets going on 6, 7 years now. Since putting out content, I've been trading live with you guys here for almost 2 years, almost 2 full years. 100% free on YouTube, free community, free everything. I've done some different stuff in the past, but this past year, everything has grown. It's been exponential growth. My trading has absolutely skyrocketed. I'm really grateful to say this. I made it to multiple live accounts. I've made it to more payouts and more profit than I ever have before across multiple firms. I'm taking payouts every week, multiple across multiple weeks, sometimes multiple on the same days. It's insane, and I'm blessed to say that. I'm grateful to say that. It's awesome. My community across social media has absolutely exploded. I tripled my followers on IG. I went from 10K to 30K this year in like no time. I'm almost at like 32K. Here on on YouTube, same thing, 17,000. The live stream has grown considerably. There's so many people on here. The Discord, I got over 3,000 people in Discord and a lot of active members, man. A ton of active members. So many of you guys that are on the live stream. It's gotten to a point, and other places, right? You know, X, email list, you know, all the fun stuff. I'm so blessed to say it. It's awesome. And I'm getting to a point now where I'm struggling to keep up in a lot of different areas where I live trade every day with you guys here for multiple hours. I do multiple short form content, fun stuff, entertaining stuff, trade recaps. I do long form tutorials for all the tools that I use. I try to send emails with my levels. I try to answer everybody across everywhere. I really do. I really try to answer everybody, and not just like one word BS answers. I send like voice notes and stuff. I'm starting to not be able to keep up. I'm having DMs go unread. I can't possibly do it. So in order to keep doing what I'm doing, provide a ton of value for free, and create a way to give the traders that are begging me for more help, you know, that want the focused attention to be able to really dig into what I'm doing and what they're doing, and provide that level of value. I got some stuff cooking. I'm thinking through a lot of this on the best way to do these different things. Again, I've done some different stuff in the past. A lot of people do a lot of different things, but it's gotten to the point where, you know, I have to make a shift. I have to make a change. So that will be coming soon. I'm super excited about it. I'm always excited to build and create and try to create, you know, different avenues to share my journey with you guys and try to provide value, right? That's the goal here. Create a really nice mutually beneficial relationship, a badass community. So that's coming soon. Stay tuned in Discord. I'll keep you guys updated. If you're here with me early on, of course, here we go, pushing the upside. You'll be, you know, the first to know about everything that I got going on, as always. But yeah, some of that stuff going on behind the scenes. Oh man. Along with that, I continue to take on more and more in my personal life. I'm training for a 100-mile ultra marathon in October. I've got some just outside personal life stuff like this week that I'm taking care of. But yeah, man, I'm hyped. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be doing more, bigger and better in different ways. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. Keep you guys updated. All right. Chat. Chat. We are time for a giveaway. Giveaway time. Let's run the ducks. Push to the upside. Just continual drive higher. Breaks and retest. This was the trade, dude. This was the beauty. Man. Tough to watch the market go without me, but here I am. Here I am, chat. Happy to show you guys what real trading looks like. You know, and sometimes it's a beautiful trade like on Monday where we wait patiently, throw the trade on, 1,000 points, $1,000, 200 points, very little heat. Sometimes it's like today and yesterday where market's all over the place, reacting to news, rejecting, turning, really close to entries, not giving me a second to think, and it goes without us, right? I'm happy to share that. I think a lot of traders hop on and they try to present themselves as, I've got it all figured out. I've been trading for 14 years and I'm an expert. I'm a PhD and whatever, bro. Whatever. You know, maybe that guy's legit. Probably not, in my humble opinion. You know, but I like to try to show you the reality of trading. This is what the reality of trading looks like for me. Every trader that I've known that's been doing it for longer than me, for decades, you know, they still are faced with this type of a day where you're waiting patiently and you just don't get that entry. And maybe that comes after a day where you also didn't get an entry. And if you go back and watch my trade in the past, I used to have a lot of no trade streams. I was very, very patient. I've become much more aggressive. It's few and far between that I really don't get a trade on. And it's definitely not fun. Definitely not fun. But I try to show you guys the reality, you know, for better or for worse. So, now that we got that out of the way. Giveaway form is closed. We are going to run the ducks. I'm going to run the ducks first. Let's get ready to run it. Appreciate you guys hopping on as always. This is going to be for a Top 1 Futures 50K Elite Daily account. That's what we got rolling here, guys. Best of luck to everybody. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, 50% off all accounts. The Elite Access is $39 evals. The Elite Daily is on there, 50% off. 50% off instant funding. I still think they have one of the best instant funded programs out of everybody. Absolutely insane what you could do with these instant funded accounts. I'm going to go ahead and throw this link in chat. Hang on one second. If you guys want to check out Top 1 Futures, link in the chat right here. Talk about a couple other firms that got some wild stuff rolling as well. But first, we're going to run some giveaways. Best of luck to everybody's duck. Maybe you don't go anywhere. It's still early. It's only 10:30. Maybe we chill out for a little bit on the live stream. We look for some follow-up trades. This wild market. We'll see. Any Lucid code drops coming, Zach? Yeah, dude. You can get the best deal on Lucid with code RDF. 50% off. If you haven't taken advantage of this and bought 2 accounts, you're asleep at the wheel. 50% off Lucid right now with code RDF. They went from 30% off. I do giveaways for all the firms, including Lucid, that give me accounts. So, I don't know. Maybe we do a Lucid account next. I don't know. This one's going to be for Top 1 Futures. Top 1 Futures 50K Elite Daily account. Bring on the Ducks. Pick me a good outfit. I need to wait for tweets, not trading. Get the Ducks fed. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. Yeah. And again, man, this community is awesome. I'm blessed to have such an active community, to have so many people reach out, and to be able to do this every day. It's absolutely awesome. I really enjoy it. I have to try to find ways, and I think you guys have watched it, right? We've grown, get overrun by scammers, overrun by, the free stuff is tough, overrun by people just here for the giveaways. It takes away from the people that are actually here focused. It gets crazy. It gets crazy. I've had some negative stuff happen to my social media because of that. So, you just adjust as you go. These are good problems to have, right? But my goal has always been to share my trading journey, right? Show you what real trading looks like, build a badass community, and provide value, right? And I say provide value that way because maybe that means I'm trading like trash. Maybe that means I'm making a horrible mistake. Maybe that means I don't have a trade on. Hopefully you could find value in that. Hopefully you could say, hey man, That's a good example of what not to do today. That's a good example of what to do today. You know, this dude's crushing it, cleaning up. You know, I'm going to take from that, right? It's not exactly what I want to do because it's never going to be exactly what you want to do with me or anybody else. There's no such thing as a cookie cutter strategy, my humble biased opinion. But to provide value. So I'm going to keep finding ways to facilitate that, chat. For those that are dedicated, that are, you know, that are looking for that. $30 seconds to go. We got some OG names out here out front. Sam the Trader, 30MD30, AK, Tom Ward, Slothfather down on the bottom, Miguel Carrera, Business Lens. I see Adam in here. Uh-oh. Ivan what kind of duck is this, bro? I don't know about that duck. That's crazy. Oh, Buggy down in the bottom. Out of nowhere. Hey, I saw you early on, too. Mr. X Buggy taking the W in chat. He's here. I don't even have to check. I know he's here every day. He's followed the instructions. W's in the chat. Spam them. Go ahead. Slam the W's in chat for Mr. Buggy. Let me go ahead and mark this one. Hang on one second, guys. W's in the chat. Now, before I get off the ducks, here's what we're going to do, guys. Here's what we're going to do, Chatty McChat. It's only 10:38. I'm still watching the market. I'd like to get some trades on. I'm going to wait for my setup, man. We got crude oil that just dropped. I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to run another giveaway. But I'm going to do it in a little bit. Okay? We got one done. We got somebody funded. Account's going to come straight from Top 1 Futures. I'm going to run another giveaway. I'll give you guys the heads up. It'll be in a little bit. I'm going to chill for a little bit. You know, I'm not going to tell you what time because then we're just going to get the giveaway spammers and scammers on. But we will run a follow-up giveaway. We'll run another giveaway. Maybe more than one. I don't know. If you want to hang out, you want to be part of another giveaway, feel free. Hang tight. We'll see if we can't get a gosh dang trade on here today. We'll get somebody else funded. If you're busy, you got to roll. I appreciate you being here, man. I'm going to hang out for a little while longer, see if we can't get something rolling on NQ. Ooh, nasty wick higher on YM. Nasty wick higher. Is this crude oil? Yeah. Yeah, crude oil inventories. Oh. Let's see, chat. Let's see. Watch for this consolidation up here. I don't know that we break and go. This is making the case that we don't trend, that we come back in. We tested this level. I don't love this structure, but I'm waiting to see if we start to get some rejection up here, kind of like we're doing right now. For potential short back into this range. Take a look at ES here. Let's see. Thanks, Adam to Zach. Doing this almost every day for sure. WWW market want to be flying right now. Yeah, I know you're here. I know you're here every day. You're in here. That hurts Pete number 2. Just give it to number 2, please. I was number 2 in this one. No, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. We'll run it again later. My duck needs some damn cardio. You guys are funny. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it sucks being number 2. It's part of it, man. It's part of it. Yeah, man. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do appreciate you guys being here. Like I said, we'll do a giveaway in a little bit. Let's do a light goal. You know, here's what we'll do. Man, I don't know if I want this, but I'm looking for a short back in here. It's a dicey play. I'm looking for a short back in here, guys. We got this structure to the upside. You know, we could just turn into this drifty day where we just push to the upside. I don't see a lot of potential in that. I don't have a good way to structure risk. I don't want to just arbitrarily short this market. But I am looking some rejection after this, sweeping the high, starting to consolidate up here. I'm looking for a potential short back down through VWAP for a really nice risk reward opportunity. At least all the way back into this right here. I'm trying to stay patient because I am fading this, you know, higher time frame big trend to the upside. But I'm looking at this setting up as a potentially choppy day rather than a big bullish breakout day to the upside, right? Rather than just continuing this move higher, I'm looking for a turn back in here and continue this kind of consolidation around this level. You know, we did test, listen to the daily here. We did test down here and then we, you know, popped to the upside, broke above prior day high. We got our initial balance high out here. I can get a stop loss outside of that, you know, being way up here. But it's not the most beautiful. But again, it's probably going to go immediately, right? So like here's, you know, coming off of the last trade, if I'm going to get something on, it's got to be, you know, it's got to be extremely quick. So this is probably the, you know, the only potential I'm going to have. I don't know that it's going to give me another split second here. It'll probably just go either to the upside or downside. So I'm going to look for this one. I'm waiting again. I probably won't have an opportunity for it. It's waiting for a little crack above here and then to turn back down. I'm going to have to stay for it. Waiting for that just a little bit. I don't know that we're going to get it. We might just go. I'm sure that we will based on the way that this market has moved. If we just blast to the upside, you know, I'm just dead wrong. It is a big drifty day. We're coming all the way back above prior week volume point of control. What is this up here? What is this line supposed to be? Nothing. Yeah, orders up above. It's interesting. 270. That's what I was waiting for right here. Volatility coming in, quick crack to the downside, and an immediate push back up. Yeah, I'm going to fade this, guys. It's aggressive, but I'm going to get a trade on with you. That's what I was waiting for. My entry is actually exactly where it should be. Consolidation after trying to push higher. Chopping, sweeping highs. Obviously, there's opportunity to just try to ride this trend to the upside. I'm on the other side of that. I'm going to look for a move back down towards VWAP. If we push to the upside, we go trade through volume point of control from last week. Obviously, I'm dead wrong. We're just turning this into a big bullish day. But I'm short. I'm short one from 29,216, and a quarter. I got to try to get some trading in. Like I said, not my bread and butter here on NQ. If I don't get a trade on, I'm just going to sit here and keep watching the market move. So I'm going to try to challenge myself to move quicker. That's what we got going. I'd love to see a nice crack down here back towards VWAP. Start to roll over on this thing. Stop at 29, 312, and 3/4. So entry at 29, 216 and a quarter. Stop at 29, 312, and 3/4. Nice wide stop, wide take profit. I'm not going to run this super tight. I'm not going to pull one of those. I would try to hold on to this for a bit. At least back down in here for a nice W. For a nice dubski. That's what we got. That's what we got. Nice reaction out of this so far. Oof. Beautiful reaction out of this so far. Really nice reaction out of this so far. Yeah, guys, if we get a crack in here, I might look for a quick TP on this. We're consolidating, chopping. You're coming right back up. Consolidating, chopping in here. This is what I wanted to see. Quick crack outside of this consolidation after we, moved higher, came right back in, failed to move higher again, came back down towards the lows for, a crack down in here. If we push, that showed me almost 200 ticks of profit. If we push a bit lower in here, I'm going to look to snag this. Could turn it into a huge rollover day, but that's really not the thesis of the trade. Back to VWAP, back to this volume point of control area would be, a big movement to the downside. I would have loved to see that continue a little bit more and be able to grab profit on it. But let's see what we get here. Didn't even come down here and crack these lows. Let's see. Here we go. Now that we're in, let's take a look. Higher time frame. Yeah, if we come right back through the highs on this, it's going to be tough. I'd like to see us at least crack the lows for a quick W on this. If we flip this into a bullish bar, right, and come right back through the highs, that's going to look pretty nasty. But I like the entry on this. Finally, it was fast enough to enter on NQ. Is it going to play out? I don't know. We're fixing to find out, as they say in the South. Like I said, let's do this. We had like 50-something people on here before we ran a giveaway. Let's do this. Let's run giveaway at... yeah, you guys, how many people have we had on here? Yeah, I had like 300 people on here. What are you guys doing, man? Hit the like button. Let's make it pretty easy. We're at 75 likes. Bang. Giveaway is 75 likes. Go ahead, smash the like button. If we get up there, before I take a take profit or a stop loss, we'll run another giveaway. Little test of the lows and then back through the highs. Looks like it might be that big bullish push to the upside. Not nearly enough. I saw a couple of comments. W, yeah, not W yet, right? So choppy. Think about moving SL. Yeah, you know, if we got close to an an exit point for me personally, I would go for maybe a stop loss to break even. But for the most part, I don't find that helps me. I would just be stopped at break even. I'd prefer to take a win or a loss and leave my entry where it needs to be and my validation point where it needs to be. Morning, bro. How are you enjoying this PA? Not really at all. Not really enjoying this PA at all. Beautiful reads of the market. For me, personally, execution has left a lot to be desired. Let's see if I can finally get one on with good execution and good management. You know, that's always the tough part, but tough PA. I think you're going to see a lot of blown accounts today. And I have to step away for a second, but I really don't want to leave this running with no take profit in, just in case we do turn. Yeah, man. Not getting that continuation that I wanted to see to the downside. Let's see if we just break and run. Stop loss is where it needs to be for an invalidation point. After we consolidate it up here, we go and crack these highs without coming right back in this 1030 high. That's the problem. But like I said, man, not my bread and butter. Trying to get some trades on without doing anything too stupid. Waited patiently. Had some really beautiful missed opportunities, but we'll see what we can do. Here, now that we're taking some heat, since I'm not going to close before... Oh, I'll be right back. Try to make this one quick. Back in action with you guys. There you go. We got the likes button rolling in. Thanks, brother. Giving us these juice trades all the time. Yeah, man. All right, we'll see. I don't want to short it. Been too irrational. The market has with the news. Yeah, it's all over the place, dude. Absolutely all over the place. We got news breaking right now. Iran's foreign minister spokesman says U.S. and Israel cannot be allowed to pass through. Okay. Market seems to like that. Just out of control. Yeah, had to block my account. Done trading for the day. Yeah, man. Not playing nice with me at all. They showed me 163 ticks of profit. Now in about 200 ticks of heat. Cracking IB high to the upside. Not making the case for my trade at all. Like I said, if we flip this 15-minute bar bullish, that's going to look like a beautiful continuation to the upside rather than that really nice reversion that this was starting to look like. In it now. Going to let the trade play out. But that's a nasty rejection. Didn't come down. Didn't crack these lows. Didn't give me a little bit of a push further down for, a little over $1,000 of profit. $2,000 of profit to grab a W. But let's see. Stop for me is where it needs to be. If we keep pushing the upside, I'm on the wrong side of it. Period. End of story. And I'll be ending with an L instead of a no trade after multiple good reads, and then I guess the bad read that I got to execute on. How it goes, man. It's how it goes sometimes. But you guys do your thing. If you want to hang out, smash the like button. We'll hit 75 likes. We'll get somebody else funded. Let's see what the others are doing. ES pushing to the upside, making the case for the bullish day as well. YM, yeah. YM really clean test to the downside and then a push higher. Let's see what the market's got for me today. Looks like pain and suffering. But that's okay, man. You gotta be able to take that sometimes. Gotta be able to take it sometimes. This one is definitely gonna have to be a journal day. It'll be a journal day of 3 really good reads, one genuine mistrade, 2 that were close with just not enough time to react. And then 1 execution and on the wrong side of the market. Finally, an execution and on the wrong side of the market. Tough, man. Tough. But part of it. Just reading some messages here as I watch this one roll in. Nice. Let's see. 61 likes, 50 some odd people on here. What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, if you stay with me here, we'll smash the giveaway. But before that, I'm gonna do a review of this session. I'm gonna do a review live with you guys on here. I'm gonna take you through the reads on YM, the near misses, the reads on NQ, the solid miss on NQ, and then this execution, which still got time. You know, we got time for Trump or someone out of Israel to say something crazy. We got time for just the normal trade to work out, a failed auction where we pop IB high and then come right back in for a choppy day. But it's certainly not making the case for that right now. But I'm gonna take you through a frustrating session so far. Let's see. I see you guys at Discord throwing some charts up. Awesome as always. If you guys are not in the free Discord, hop in there because we're about to do a giveaway. But we got people in there sharing charts almost every damn day. It's absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome to have such a tight-knit, active community. Let's see what the market's got for me, chat. Let's see. Guess it's no coincidence, but seeing this kind of out loud thinking really helps. I know I'm not alone in the frustration this job brings. Yeah, this market is tough. It just blasts you in the face. Yeah. No, it again, I think like the more we trade, right? Like I'm happy to talk through it, and I hope there's value in that. the more you trade, the more you understand the nature of probabilities, right? The random distribution of wins and losses. You really start to hold that as a core belief because you've just been through it so many times. You know, you read the books, you review, and you have days like this over and over, or you will have enough of them, where the market is really close to working with you. It's almost worse than when you just get your face ripped off. It's really close to working with you, and then it doesn't. It gets really close to hitting your zone, and then it moves away really quickly. It gives you that entry really, really close, and then it just takes it off the table for you, right? You find your way in, and then it goes and gives you a stop loss, right? But, it's about creating the different response, right? Creating the response instead of going on tilt or doing something crazy or, taking 47,000 trades after it or YOLOing the account. You just chill. You journal it, you move on, you recognize, that's going to come. It's part of it. It's part of it, right? I have a lot of days, which I've been happy to display here live with you guys, like we had on Monday, where you just wait patiently and the market sets up and you take a beautiful entry and it's like, bam, take profit, right? And you'll have, repeats of those. You'll have multiple of those days. But if we think about the nature of the markets, the way the markets move, we have to understand and accept that that's not going to happen every day. It's probably not going to happen most days. We're going to have some days where the market just doesn't do anything for us. It doesn't set up at all. It doesn't give us anything close to an entry. And we're challenged with just sitting patient, right? Market's moving, nothing for us, sit patient. You're going to have days like today, which I'm going to review hopefully at the end of this, where we get really close entries. We got zones marked up. We have a read. We're waiting for this to happen. And the market is like, okay, get ready. We're almost there. And then Trump says something about Iran, and we just rocket in the direction of what your would have trade been, right? Maybe you get a couple of those like I had today. And then by the time you put a trade on, you're on the wrong side of the market, right? That will happen. That will happen. That's just the nature of the markets. They are, my view of it, right? My humble, biased opinion through experience and my understanding of the markets. They're very, very random on the short term. Very random, especially a day like today where we're trading through really extreme headline markets. Very random on the short term, right? We're really not going to know, when and why and how, what's going to happen next with a reasonable degree of certainty on every single instance, right? On every iteration. Maybe over a large sample size, we'll be able to justify that. But not on every next trade, right? And every next trading day. So, it's still frustrating, right? We're still humans. We still want to pull up. I want to pull up here. I'm trading live with you guys, right? It's an additional layer of pressure. I want to pull up and take wins every day, right? Display my skill set, display my read of the market, my ability to execute. But it's not going to happen every day. It's not going to happen every day. That's just the nature of the beast here. So, I think that is something that's really hard to cope with as traders, really hard to deal with as traders, to function in this paradox, which is Mark Douglas. He talks a lot about that paradox. I think it's one of the best ways to explain trading. We are faced with a paradox, a random on the short term, consistent on the long-term market. And we are trying to be consistent across all of that randomness. And it breaks us as people. It breaks our brain, right? It forces us to try to think what we could have done today to make this one trade. How could we have won today? And we need to break free of that and try to think in this way that challenges everything inside of us. How can I do things that will create a positive expectancy over a long run? Not what could I have done to win today? Not how could I have made one trade into a winning day, right? Or capture every single movement in the market, which I know I'm never going to be able to do and really just doesn't make sense to try to do. Difficult, right? Easier said than done. But you trade for long enough, you read the trading psychology books, you meditate on this stuff, really what we're trying to do here. You can start to create the positive way of thinking about it, the more correct way of thinking about it. And then past that, you're still going to feel the emotion. You're still going to feel the frustration. I'm still going to watch YM get a couple ticks before my entry and then rip, with what would have been a beautiful trade in my direction. And I'm still going to go, I don't feel good. I'm not happy about that. I don't enjoy that. That's not good for my day, right? But you create a different response to that. You go, well, I know what I've done in the past. I go on tilt. I YOLO the account. I take 47,000 trades. I don't do that. Now I'm going to wait patiently. I know what I the demon wants me to do. Just keep trading, do something crazy, take the same trade, chase the setup, right? FOMO in, way late, 200 points late into the trade. I've done that before. I know that doesn't work. So, what's the new response I can create to that? Wait patiently, wait for the next setup to come, put it on without reservation or hesitation, or just step away, if you can't trade, clearly after that. So that's kind of the overarching, thought. Had to move for short and ES market reversed up in seconds. Yeah. Locked out 5 minutes before the rip up. I don't feel any way about it, which is normal for me. Good, I think. Yeah. Yeah. You want to get to a spot where you're calm, right? You want to try to get to a spot where, you're more stoic about the whole experience, because that's what makes the most sense, right? That's what logically makes the most sense. But I think as humans, we're still going to be faced with these incorrect emotions, these desires to do the wrong thing, to hit the dopamine, right? To try to make money, because we're born and raised that way. Our mind, everything that keeps us safe outside of trading is really wrong for trading. And that's where the discipline comes in, right? That's where you say, okay, well, I know what the devil on my shoulder is chirping at me to do, and I know that's wrong. I'm not going to do that, right? For the most part, you want to get to this risk-free, low-resistance way of thinking and trading, because that's what allows you to really trade in the zone, as Mark Douglas says, right? That's what allows you to make the best decisions for what's in front of you. But I do think, I'm not so purist where, you're going to get to the spot where you're a machine and you can show up to the market and maybe take back-to-back-to-back losses, right? And not feel something about that, right? Or take back-to-back-to-back wins and not feel something about that. Dig yourself out of a hole, just take TP after TP and not get overconfident. I think you have to watch for that type of stuff. So that's the thought. That's the thought for today, guys. Let's see. We got almost there. You guys got 68 likes, 69 likes. Smash the like button and we'll run a giveaway. 75. Let's run it. 75. Giveaway at 75 likes. I'll throw it in the chat for you guys. And the Discord, which you gotta be in to grab the giveaway. Oh, chat. Chatty McChat chat. Yeah. Drifting higher here in ES. Not as clean in YM, but beautiful pop to the upside after that test lower. NQ trending up. Wanted that beautiful failed high to leave IB high here and push to the downside. We cracked it. Came right back in. I'll make the case against it. We cracked this high. We typically are not coming down to crack this low. I don't need us to crack this low for me to take a W. We often do revert to 25% of that IB, 50% of that IB. That'd be enough for a beautiful W. If we fail this by coming back in before we get some closures outside, yeah, we're not really getting that though. Yeah, if we come right back in, that'll look beautiful. I won't mind that. I mean, that sucks, but we come right back in, it won't look too bad. But right now, not a ton of confidence on this one as price continues to print. Let's see. 72 likes. You guys are almost there. Getting ready to drop another giveaway in Discord. I saw somebody ask about good books to read. I'm going to answer that question. That's a great question. Hang on one second, guys. What happened here? We are going to run. Giveaway number 2. This one is going to be for a Lucid account. We're going to run giveaway number 2 for a Lucid account. Probably, I'm going to see what codes I have. Probably 25K Flex Pro accounts. I'll see. I'll see what I got for you guys. But go ahead, smash the like button. Hop in the 100% free trading Discord. It's going to be in the giveaways channel in Discord, if that wasn't insanely obvious. Maybe it's not. Remember, guys, you got to fill everything out. You got to fill all the forms out and answer the questions correctly and, you know, do all the fun stuff. If you put your mother and your brother's name or somebody from the same household or something that looks similar, you're not going to win. If you do anything crazy like that, you're definitely not going to win. So don't do that. Don't spam it. Hang on one second. Let's see. All right. Giveaway form is in chat. We are going to run this until 11:24 a.m. Eastern. All right. 10 minutes. All right. 10 minutes, boys and girls. New form. New form, guys. New form. Completely separate giveaway. Round 2. Link in chat. Excuse me. Link in Discord. Let's do it. Giveaway. We'll make it real simple for you guys that are watching without volume. 11:15 a.m. EST. Okay. Bang. We're going to pick a wiener. All right, guys. 11:15. Oh, no, wait. It's 11:15. Sorry. Hold on. 11:25. That doesn't make sense. 11:15. 11:25 a.m. 10 minutes. All right. Go ahead. Get it filled out. It's a new form. This way everybody gets a fresh shot. And we're going to give out a Lucid account. These are absolutely sick. I'll plug some prop firms. So if you guys don't know, I'm trading with multiple prop firms, right? Multiple prop firms this year. I'm trading with Top One Futures, which is the account that I'm in right now. I'm trading with Lucid. I'm trading with Top Step. I'm trading with Take Profit Trader. Trading with Alpha. Trading with Tradeify. Got 6 firms on that list. 6 firms, okay? I took payouts with 5 of the 6 of those last week alone. Oh, excuse me, 4 of the 6 alone, because I really haven't been messing too much with TPT. That intraday trailing drawdown is nasty. If you want to check out some of these firms, I will highlight them for you. Lucid, absolute banger. Super easy to take payouts from these guys. Oh my gosh. Here comes the stop. There it is. Destruction. Absolutely destroyed. News breaking. Let's see what we get on this one. $2,000 stop out on the Top One live account. Absolute insane news candle. Let's see what we get on this one. Let me listen to it. Hang on, guys.
Connected to multi-asset channel.
Earlier, noting Pakistani Army Chief may visit Iran tomorrow to announce the achievement of the final draft of agreement text. WTI now down to 97.75 for July.
There it is.
440 for July.
Headline markets, boys and girls. Headline markets. Trump announcing that U.S. is in the final stage of talks with Iran. That's the headline. Immediate crack to the upside, ripping my stop loss, ripping my face off. 500 ticks to the upside. Trump markets, guys. Trump markets. I'm still going to do a review today. I'm still going to do a review of a frustrating trading session today. But first, let's run the giveaway. Absolutely insane. This looks like it could continue. I'm going to push this over to the side for a second. This looks like it could continue to the upside. Now that we're finally breaking and moving higher. Sorry, I'm going to hide this for now. Now that we're finally breaking and moving higher, blasting to the upside. That could be some serious news that drives this market higher. Like more than just that. YM pushing to the upside. Absolutely beautiful movement coming off the lows. Disappointing session, man. For me, personally. Aggressive push higher out of these. What a movement. What an absolute insane movement. YM trading 720 points off the lows. Wild, man. Absolutely wild. Gonna mark this bad boy up. Or is that somewhere in here? Yep. Curious to see where this one trades. Really curious to see where this one trades. Didn't get insane follow through on the initial pump. In fact, we came right back in after a huge push to the upside. I'd be surprised if that didn't continue. Pakistani Army Chief may visit Iran tomorrow to announce achievement of the final draft of the agreement. Yep. Reaction across really all markets on that one. Dollar, crude, stocks, T-Notes bid after comment. Yep. Let's see. Anyway, insane market. I'm going to take my L on the chin, move on to some other accounts today. I'm going to do a little bit of a review with you guys. Let's do that now. For those of you guys that are hanging out, we're doing a giveaway. What did I say? 11:25. Give you guys a couple minutes. Form is in chat, in Discord. Form is in Discord. Go ahead and get that one filled out. Here's a review of a fairly frustrating session here. Watching YM off the open. And you can go back and, and watch this stuff from the beginning, but just a review. Watching YM off the open, I wanted to see a potential pop to the upside, right? Into pre-market, cracking this pre-market high, getting close to prior day high and Monday's high for a reversion back in. We didn't get that. We just sold right back off. So, no missed trade there, really whatsoever. No missed trade on the second one, but this one is really tough to watch. Really tough to watch. Was looking for a potential crack of pre-market lows. Maybe into this area of support that I had marked out yesterday that I was waiting for, where we didn't get it right here. For a potential long back up. A mean reversion trade back up to the upside. As you can see, we got very close to my, at bare minimum, area of interest before we popped to the upside. Really, really aggressive. Hopped over to NQ. This one I was late to the party on. I'm not going to say I'd really missed this because I just was not paying attention. It was coming off of YM. Market was already down here, right? So this is a cherry pick hindsight deal. But this one, a sweep of overnight high, prior day high. Often going to present a nice entry for reversion back in here. This was the most frustrating of all. You can go back and watch. I'm sitting here, ready for my long position. Waiting for a sweep down below this low, and a little bit of buying action, just a little bit. We started to consolidate for a split second, and then what did we do? We ripped. Absolutely ripped faces off. Not fast enough. Just not fast enough in here. This was a beautiful trade to the upside. Beautiful short. And of course, I'm short in here for the one execution for a loss. One execution for a loss. So, that's my session. Not able to execute as fast as I would have liked to here. YM, again, not really missed trades because I didn't get what I needed to see out of these. I don't sell into NYSE Open, you know, before we're cracking pre-market high, just arbitrarily looking for a move back to stop loss, back to, VWAP. I don't buy ahead of my areas of interest. I wait for them to be hit, and then I buy into that weakness really aggressively. We didn't get that. NQ, you know, not watching here. Not watching here when I could have been. This one, you know, these are not excuses. These are just, you know, the review. This one, frustratingly mistrade. You know, pretty frustrating mistrade. And a mean stop out on a Trump pump candle. That's what I got today, guys. So, pending that review, pending that frustrating review, you got about 2 minutes to get into the entry for a Lucid account. We're going to give away some 25K Lucid accounts. We got a bunch of you guys on here. Let's go, man. Fill that form out. It's live in Discord. I'm gonna give you another 2 minutes. Another 2 minutes to get it filled out. All right. All right, I'm gonna give this 3 minutes because I could see that you guys are still asking questions. Hang on 1 second. Oh, I deleted the thing. Hang on 1 second. Oh man. Let's see, chat. Let's see. You guys are asking how do we get in. Let me go back here to the live stream chat. There we go. Tyler and everybody else. Pinned to the top of the chat, but also now in chat, is the link to the free Discord. Hop in the free Discord, verify your email, which is needed to get into the free Discord, and fill out the giveaway form that is in the giveaways channel. All right? That's the deal. That's the step by step. I'll give you guys another couple minutes since it seems like that wasn't clear. What a session, man. What a session. And for those of you guys that hopped on late, I am no stream tomorrow and Friday. I'm off the charts. We got a holiday on Monday. Good old Memorial Day on Monday. I think majority of the markets are closed. Yeah, fully closed. Fully closed. U.S. stock market's closed. NASDAQ, NYSE. Bond market's closed. Banks are closed. Are futures closed? Or are they half day? We might get a half day. Yeah, early close. We get the half day in the morning. I would really not be touching that unless you have to for some reason. Trading a flip day or something. Oh, what's one book you recommend for beginners to read? Which is a great one. I would read all three of these, guys. Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. All three of those are going to be absolute bangers to read. Absolute bangers. Awesome books to read. If you have not read all three of those, I think that's probably the single most important thing you could do to advance your trading. before you watch another video, before you trade any further, before you do anything. I really believe that. Do they tell you exactly what to do? Do they, you know, give you the experience needed to apply them to the markets? Absolutely not. But most people have some of that already, and they're lacking a lot of the understanding. Those 3 books, bangers. Absolute bangers. Past that, there's a whole bunch more mindset and psychology books that I like. Market Wizards, Think and Grow Rich, which is not a trading book. Phantom of the Pits is free if you want to go and read that one. It's pretty solid. There's a dozen more. In my Discord, I'll post it. I'll post it again in Discord. Oh. Here, I'll go slow. Ready? First, Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Banger. Number 2, Best Loser Wins by Tom Hogard. Banger of a book. Number 3, and this one's, there's some things I like about it, and some things I really like about it. There's some things that I don't love about it, as with every book. The last one is called The Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. Mental Game of Trading by Jared Tendler. I think it's Tendler. Really good. Talks about the inchworm technique. Very, very interesting. All right, guys. It's giveaway time. Let's run it. Let's run it. Giveaway is close. Let's go. Yeah, guys, we're talking books. Read the books, man. Read the books. There's a lot of money on the line here. You know, there's a lot of money on the line here. Wouldn't you want to try to give yourself every piece of additional edge and way of thinking and information that you possibly could to make more money? You know, if you're not willing to read books and you're trying to get profitable at trading, you're definitely not willing to do what most people are willing to do. All right. 3 minutes on the clock. This is going to be for a 25K. I think I got codes for 25K Lucid accounts. It's going to be a code for a 25K Lucid account, either a Flex or a Pro account. You'll know when you get the code, and I tell you. Good luck, everybody. I appreciate you being on here, man. Frustrating ass session. Part of the game. Happy to show you what real trading looks like for me. Not every day are we going to pull up and take clean W's like we have as of recent. Part of the game. If you want to check out Lucid, which is... Thank you, Adam, for writing all that out. If you want to check out Lucid, which is 50% off with code RDF, link is in the chat right now. I don't know what you guys are doing if you're not trading with Lucid. I just don't know. I think there's so many people that talk with them and, you know, and talk about them and trade with them, and, you know, it's for good reason. It's for good reason. Super fast payouts, almost instant payouts, super fast back-end dashboard, really clean across the board. Some of the best rule set to price that you can get with any firm. Awesome accounts. Really awesome accounts. If you want to check those out, link is in the chat. Link is in the chat. Thank you for writing all those out, man. Zach, I have a top 1 future funded consistency rule was in a trade, and obviously need struck, and I had both take profit and stop loss set. I was in a trade, and obviously, news struck, and I had both take profit and stop loss set. But for some reason, when price shot up, I ended up making 800 instead of 480. Now my consistency is all screwed up and I have to make 5K for a payout. Is there a way around this because it wasn't intentional? So you got slipped. You got positive slippage, right? Just like I'm sure I got negative slippage on that trade. I'm sure I lost more than $2,000 on that. I'll have to log into Tradeovate and see. The answer is if you didn't lock yourself out, the answer is you can intentionally lose money today. You can intentionally take some small micro trades. Be careful trying to do that, but you could try to lose money. Yeah, flip contracts. You could go in and out with micros. It eats up your P&L with commissions, and you could bring that down to, you know, $480 if that's the number. Gotta be careful doing that. But no firm or brokerage is going to help you with slippage. You know, news and being slipped is part of the game. You know, a lot of traders only trade with prop firms, and they think that that's a, you know, prop firm issue. But, you know, that's the deal. 15 seconds to go. Let's see. Who's taking this one? Jake Newton, the number 27 Duck, taking the W. Taking the Dubski. Oh, no, actually, I actually didn't get slipped. I'm looking at my P&L. I actually got, like, it actually helped me out by, like, $100. That's cool. Not bad. All right. We got W's in the chat. Spam it. Jake Newton taking the W, getting funded with a Lucid account. Done deal. Done deal. Let me make a note on this one. Awesome. Guys. Jake the Snake in the chat. There he is. Taking the Dubski. Guys, if you want an account from me today, I'll be reaching out after the stream. Account will either come directly from Top 1 Futures, or I'll be sending you a Lucid code. Remember, I'm not reaching out to you guys in DM asking you for money. I'm not friend requesting you guys. Don't fall for scams and spammers. I'm always going to talk to you in the main chat, or it's going to come directly to your email, the email that you provided on the form when you filled it out. Frustrating ass session, man, but part of the game. Part of trading sometimes is going to be having that frustrating session. It's all about how you respond to it. I'm going to try not to do anything stupid. You know, maybe I get some more trading in on some accounts that I need some flip days on. After this crazy headline open that we've had for NYSE. But part of the game, man. Happy to show you what that looks like for me. No streaming the rest of the week. Back at it with you guys on Tuesday. Hop in the Discord. I got a bunch of great stuff cooking over the next couple weeks. I'll keep you updated for sure. Quick disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor. I do not provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is suggestion or recommendation. Do anything at all. Make sure you do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop firm accounts. And the affiliate partnership disclaimer. This is us to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, Lucid, and others. If you want to check out Lucid, guys, code RDF going to get you the best deal. Lucid, Tradeify, Take Profit Trader, Top 1 Futures, and Alpha. Code RDF going to get you the best deal. 50% off at almost all of these right now. Absolutely insane. Prop firm space is hella competitive. Take advantage while you can. Do your own research, make your own decisions. Talk to you guys soon. Have an awesome rest of the day.